It's Friday night, and it's game time here on the Raiders Sports Network. Freshman Nico Marchiol leads off his offense and faces off against the visiting Legend Titans. We'll be back for kickoff here on the Raiders Sports Network. Welcome back to the Raider Sports Network. I'm Chalmers Powell alongside Ryan Tierney.
How are you doing, Chalmers?
I'm doing pretty good. We're at Lou Kellogg Stadium. It's a cool 50 degrees tonight.
And it's only going to get colder as we go in through the night.
Sadly, that is true.
Right now, we are sitting at 6:47, so 13 minutes until kickoff. We're preparing for the Regis Jesuit High School choir to start off the game with the national anthem any moment now. What are your thoughts on this game, Chalmers?
You know, I think it's going to be a challenge. Legend is a great offensive team, but Regis is a great defensive team. So I think they're going to counteract, and hopefully it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, some interesting numbers for you. Regis and Legend, they're pretty evenly matched teams, but their offenses are completely opposite each other. Legend, oh, excuse me. Here's the national anthem. There seems to be a little bit of a delay, but for all of our viewers who are watching, I have some interesting numbers for you provided by the Regis Jesuit Sports Analytics Club. As I was saying earlier, these teams are pretty evenly matched. Regis and Legend. Legend is 3-3. Regis is 2-4 right now, so pretty close. Their offenses could not be more opposite, however. Regis averages 154 receiving yards per game and 96 rushing yards per game. Legend, however, is a rushing-based offense with 170 yards of rushing per game and 86 yards of passing per game. This is going to be an interesting game to watch as their offensive strategies, if they keep with their theme, will most likely be very different. And here is the national anthem presented by the Regis Jesuit High School Choir.
Beautifully sung by the Regis Choir. Back to football.
All right, here we go. It is currently 6:52, 8 minutes until kickoff. So, Chalmers, while you were tied up there a few minutes ago, I was going through some of the stats, stat differences between Legend and Regis, going through how Regis is a very passing-oriented team, whereas Legend is rushing-oriented. How do you think that could play a role in tonight's game?
You know, as I always say, the Regis defense is like a wall. So I think depending on, or sorry, not depending. The word just slipped my mind, but the Legend offense I don't think we'll be able to get through that Regis Raiders wall.
Well, the Raiders need to set the tone here in the first quarter. Legend has had 16 touchdowns so far in the season. Regis has had 19. So overall, Regis is a better scoring team, but obviously is very cold here tonight, and tensions are pretty high. This is the homecoming football game for the Raiders. A lot of expectations.
It's also the seniors' night, so seeing Joey D'Angelo not start is an interesting move. Last game, he threw a 35-0 blowout game against Chaparral. What do you think about the change in starters?
I think it's an interesting move by Coach Philemon. Obviously, D'Angelo hasn't had
as much playing time.
As much playing time. He hasn't switched it up as much. But obviously, it turned out to be a good move last game, and obviously being a senior on senior night, he threw an excellent game last time, so hopefully he can convert on those opportunities again and continue to demonstrate what experience brings to the table.
Yeah, and you know, it's pretty cold tonight, smaller student section. The Nico hasn't played in such a cold weather for Regis yet. Be interested how that affects his arm and the game tonight.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a good game ahead of us. Raiders are about to take the field. Here come the captains.
Keon Martinez, number 20.
21.
Charlie Quinn, or 22. No, 20, Charlie Quinn, and number 53,
Antonio Sandora. So, we have a junior out there. We have a senior.
58, excuse us. Number 58, Max Rizzi.
Looks like we have 3 seniors out there for senior night, and they are walking out to the center of the field at this moment.
Looks like Legends, one of their captains is on the DL list.
That's number 1, Caden Mias. He is a linebacker, and he is a senior as well. And here we go for the coin toss. Be interesting to see what will happen if the Raiders win the coin toss. One of the interesting trends lately in the world of football is instead of opting to receive, if one wins the coin toss, more and more teams are choosing to punt so that they can get the first possession in the second half. Obviously, that depends on defensive prowess of the team. But it's an interesting trend that has been happening more and more in high school football, college football, and the NFL.
You know, I think because Regis is such a defensive-oriented team, if they win the coin toss, so that was Legend who won the coin toss. They deferred, and Regis will receive. As I was saying, as Regis as a defensive-oriented team, I think if they won the coin toss, they would definitely go with the defer. And
right now, Legend obviously they chose to defer to Regis, so they will get the first possession of the second half. Depending on the performance of the two teams in the first half, that could be good or bad for Regis. So we'll see how that plays out in the coming 2 quarters.
And, I think Regis needs to play a little bit better on the first quarter and first half in general. The last home game against Horizon had a rough start.
Gave up 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes, and those were off of turnovers by the Raiders. So obviously we want to start a little stronger than that. Raiders just took the field, broke through the homecoming banner, and they are on the sideline now, gearing up for a game. The offense is getting ready to take the field.
Looks like Gino Macias, number 2, number 10, Trevor Wild, number 88, Matthew Bornhorst, one of our very own.
Yeah, Matthew
Bryce Parsons.
Matthew Bornhorst, he's an interesting guy. He is one of the key components of the Regis Jesuit media team, one of our co-workers, you could say. And he's out there getting ready to receive from Legend. So we wish him the best of luck. Also a senior as well, so hope he has a good game.
Keon Martinez receiving the ball.
Neat preparing to kick off for the Titans. Martinez deep for the Raiders.
And the tension builds in the stadium as Legend prepares to kick off. Student section is swaying.
Number 46 for Legend, Nick Neat for the kickoff. Fell off the holder thing.
Yeah, it's a little windy out here tonight. We're going to see how that affects. I mean, obviously it just blew over that ball, but also how it affects passing performance on both teams. That'll be interesting to see that play out tonight.
All right, take 2, 46. Like I said, Nick Neat receiving. Keon Martinez. Keon's been a very important part for the Regis Raiders.
And the kick goes off. We hear whistles. Refs are signaling something.
Before the ball even hit the ground, I wonder what that was.
It looks like we are going to have a re-kick. We'll let the head ref explain what that will entail. Obviously, there are a few whistles before the play.
That was a great kick, though. Landed just short of the goal and bounced out of bounds.
So here we come. Take 3.
Third time's a charm.
And once again, number 46 kicking off for the Legend Titans.
Keon Martinez, senior.
And another beautiful kick.
It's going to be a touchback.
Right through the end zone, and the Raiders will take the ball at the 20-yard line.
Raiders offense takes the field with starting quarterback Nico Markiel. Keon to his right. Receiver split far right and left.
Now we have a split receiver formation here. Keon
drops back in the pocket. Passes to number 22, Ty McGuire.
Going through
the inside.
Wow. Spins a few tackles and gets forced out of bounds. That looks like...
Ran all the way across the field.
Looks like it's going to be around a 5-yard gain for the Raiders.
3-yard gain in the play, 2nd and 7 for the Raiders.
3-yard gain, excuse me. 2nd and 7 for the Raiders.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. 3 receivers. Drops back. Passes to Ty McGuire, excuse me. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, just slipped out of his hands. That was very similar to the last play. McGuire was open, but just couldn't complete that pass.
Interesting to see passes right off the bat. Nico, young quarterback, mostly handed it off for the past few games. Haven't seen too much passing.
We have seen a lot of passing. The Raiders have 154 receiving yards per game, but the freshman quarterback, Nico,
Keon breaks tackles, gets the first down. It looked like it was a scuffed snap, but Nico saved that one, handed it off to Keon.
Excellent recovery by the Raiders there. 1st and 10.
Showing some promise early on. It's what we like to see. Nico in shotgun, Keon to his right, 3 receivers to his left, Jackson Connolly to his right. The snap. Offsides for the Legend Titans.
Yeah, that is a...
Excuse me, encroachment. Nico.
That is not a good way to start this game for the Legend Titans. Regis has had troubles with flags in the past.
Definitely offsides and encroachment, or excuse me, same thing. But Nico in shotgun, looks to his left. He's going to run down the field, pass to number 24.
That's going to be incomplete for the Raiders. Just a little too low on that pass.
Carter Reed, senior. Like I was saying, the Raiders have seen some trouble with offsides.
Yeah, it's not good for the Legend to be starting off with that penalty. Hopefully for them, they can regain their composure. Although for the Raiders, I'm sure they don't mind.
Hands it off to Ty. He's going to get a dog pile up. About a gain of 2. 3rd down. And 3rd down and 3.
Raiders are on the 41. 3rd down conversions have been a struggle for the Raiders in the past. They have a little under 50% conversion rate for 3rd downs.
Nico in shotgun. Gonna run the ball up the field. Looks like it's gonna be a 1st down.
That was an excellent run by Nico.
Seen a lot of running by Nico. Oh,
close to a 1st down.
Refs call it a 1st down. Yep, the refs will call it a 1st down. Seen quite a bit of running out of Nico this season. Some intentional, some not.
That seemed to be a pretty well orchestrated rush by Nico, however.
Nico in shotgun. Passes Ty McGuire. Comes up the field. Gets
Excellent
the 1st down.
running.
It's going to get taken down about the 10-yard line.
That was an excellent pass by Nico to McGuire.
Ty McGuire, we've seen him as a running back. We haven't seen so much of him as a wide receiver, but he's been doing great so far.
Yeah, this is a really, just this year, in previous years, McGuire has served as the Raiders' running back, typically toward end-of-game situations, but this year he's really come out of his own, playing receiver and slot receiver for these Raiders. 2 games ago, he had several big catches, one for over 40 yards.
Nico's going to pitch it to Keon. He's going to run up the middle, get the 1st down, 10, 20, 5, touchdown, Regis Jesuit Raiders.
Excellent rush by the Raiders. That was a 41-yard rush by Keon Martinez. Well executed route. Now put the Raiders up 6.
Like I said earlier tonight, Keon Martinez, a very important part for the Regis Raiders. He's a senior, however, so we're going to miss him next year. That would be interesting to see how we're going to perform without one of our star players.
I think McGuire will be able to step up and do well. But as far as this game goes, 6 points, make that 7 in the first 3 minutes of play. Raiders are up 7-0 over the Legend Titans.
That's great to see. Great momentum in the first quarter. Haven't seen a lot of that so far.
Yeah, the Raiders have struggled with maintaining composure, not necessarily maintaining composure, but gaining composure in the first quarter. They've been a little bit of a slow-to-start team. Excellent to see them having some momentum early. Hopefully they can carry that into the following quarters.
Indeed. Number 35, sophomore Eddie Maxfield with the kickoff. Excuse me, number 39 for the Raiders.
And we have 2 possible receivers on Legend side. Oh, a little bit of a squib. Holy cow. It's up in the air. A Legend player touched the ball. But at this time, we do not know who has possession. There was a flag thrown on the play, however.
It's going to be kick catch interference on the Raiders. First down for Legend.
That was a
Ball is
very,
on the 41-yard line.
very unfortunate turn of events for the Raiders. That was a very short kick to begin with, going to Legends 45. But as a result of that penalty, the Raiders just gave up 15 more yards to the Legend Titans. They will start on the Raiders 40, and defense is going to have some work to do.
Snap, and it's going to be fumbled, and Regis is going to cover that fumble. Unbelievable. That is Clay Yankee and number 52.
Excellent job by the Raider
Logan
defense
Caskey.
right there. We were just talking about how that was an unfortunate turn of events for the Raiders having that flag thrown, but they just turned right around and got the ball back.
Seen a great performance by Clay Yankee, the very tall sophomore, as well as Logan Caskey.
9:26 left in the first quarter, and the Raiders have possession again, up 7-0 over the Legend Titans.
Nico is going to get blitzed. It's going to be a gain of about 3.
Good awareness by Nico there. Didn't see the open man, but was able to shake the blitz and move in, gaining that yardage for the Raiders. And here he is again, Nico in the shotgun. 5 receivers out.
Going to look at Ty McGuire.
Pass right to Ty, and he is forced out at about the 50-yard line.
Number 4 for Legend and Jackson Connolly looking a little aggressive towards each other. Wonder what that was about. That's going to be roughing the passer on the defense.
15
yards. Definitely not what you want as the defense down 7-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, roughing the passer. Ty is going to get that yardage that he just came up with. That was about 4 yards. In addition to that, the Raiders will get another 15 yards off of the flag. So very bad
Nico,
for Legend right there.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. Hands it off to Keon. He's going to get stopped around the 35-yard line.
Gain of 1 at most.
Yep, 2. Second down, 9 to go. Ball's on the 35-yard line.
So far tonight, the Raiders have gained.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. Receiver split. It's going to get tipped off. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Third down.
Incomplete.
9. Sorry, what were you saying there, Ryan?
So far, the Raiders tonight have had about 20 yards from passing, and then, of course, that big run from Keon for 41 yards in rushing. But in most of their slot rushes, they're only gaining about 3 yards per rush. So kind of interesting where the Raiders stand offensively, but it is getting the job done so far.
Nico in shotgun again. Ty McGuire to his left. 3 receivers on his left as well. He's going to get blitz right up to Keon Martinez up the middle. He's going to get stopped around the 36-yard line.
Nice short pass there for the Raiders.
Excuse me, the 35-yard line or 34-yard line.
Getting some short yardage in for the Raiders.
It's gain of 7 yards. Mistaken there. Ball's on the 30. It's
6 yards.
Fourth.
And here we go.
Timeout.
Timeout called
Regis.
by the Raiders.
I've noticed in the past that the Raiders use up their timeouts pretty early in the half.
That's a very excellent observation. I actually have some numbers to kind of back that up. You know that in the past 3 games, the Raiders have used up all their timeouts before the 6-minute mark in the second quarter. So, not necessarily burning through those timeouts really quickly, but unlike a lot of teams, they don't save them up until the very end of the half or even the game. So, Coach Philman obviously saw something. They need to make a switch of some sort, so he called him out. And here we go.
Number 12, Gordy McCann.
In the shotgun. Pitches it.
To Keon. He's going to get up the middle. It's going to go.
Rush all the way in for a touchdown.
For another touchdown. Comes out on the outside. See, a play we haven't seen all year.
That was the first pitch. The first pitch done by this Raider offense this year. That was a 30-yard gain for the Raiders. Good for the touchdown. And right now, with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter, the Raiders are up 13-0 over the Legend Titans. And with the extra point about to go up, we'll see if that changes. Number 39 in for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good.
Through the parallels. Regis up 14-0 with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Great momentum so far. Would like to see the Raiders keep this up.
You know what this reminds me of, Chalmers?
What's that?
This reminds me of the game against Horizon a few weeks ago when the Raiders were down 14-0 with 5 minutes into the first quarter. They're on the opposite end of this now. They're up 14-0 over the Legend Titans right now. Within the first 5 minutes of play, excellent momentum by the Raiders. So far, their rushing game has been the strongest, with Keon Martinez leading the charge with almost 100 yards in rushing. He has 84 yards in rushing in the first quarter alone. Excellent performance. We see the punt. Legend receives. and he is beaten down around the 25-yard line.
That was number 21 for Legend Tarif Shambe. Student section has picked up quite a bit of mass from the start of the game.
Yeah, good to have more students out there to keep each other warm. I'm sure those stands are a lot warmer than the field where the players are playing. Legend in the shotgun. Rush up the middle.
Get stopped for about a gain of 2. Sorry, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25th.
Good job.
25-yard line.
Good job by the Raider defense there to read that rush. Legend had 2 running backs behind the quarterback on that play. Raider defense was able to pick up on that and stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 2, Kalen Shoemaker for Legend, starting quarterback.
It's going to be a rush for about 3 yards.
3rd and 7. Let's see if this Regis defense get another fumble.
Yeah, they've been doing an excellent job of holding Legend back. This is only Legend's 5th play of the game, and it's currently sitting
Drops back. It's going to get a catch for the first down. It's getting pushed out around the 40-yard line.
6th play. That was a little bit of lapse in the Regis Jesuit defense. Only the 6th play, though, and it's 6 minutes into the first quarter, so Regis is doing a good job keeping the ball on their side.
It's going to be a personal foul for Regis, roughing the passer. That hurt them quite a bit with that large catch and first down. It's going to be 15 yards.
Very unfortunate for the Raiders. Legend is now in Raider territory, sitting at about the 45.
Number 2 under shotgun. Hands it off. It's going to get pummeled by the Regis defense around the 43-yard line. That was Luke Keefe with the tackle.
3-yard gain on the play.
2nd and 7 to go.
Legend in the huddle right now. We'll see what they have to serve up right here.
Something we don't see a lot from Regis, them huddling up.
Yeah, one of the Coach Philman's philosophies is...
Hands it off to number 32, comes on the inside, gets tackled by Clay Nicky. Number 20.
And that's going to be...
Charlie Quinn, defensive captain.
That's going to be a gain of no yardage on that play. A little bit of a dog pile happening there. But as I was saying, Coach Philman, one of his, not necessarily philosophies, but one of the trends in the Regis team is this idea of a no-huddle offense. Obviously, the Raiders do huddle on occasion, but a good deal of their plays are determined from the sideline.
Number 2 in shotgun gets sacked by Luke Keefe. Brings him back to the 50-yard line.
Excellent job by Luke Keefe there and the rest of the Raiders. Luke Keefe got the sack, but if you're looking around, there are 3 Raiders behind the line of scrimmage right there, putting good pressure on the quarterback and bringing Legend back to the Raider 48.
Luke Keefe a great defensive end.
That was a loss of 6 for Legend.
Oh, it's going to get a...
Oh!
It's going to get tackled around the
That
36-yard line.
That
I'm
was
speechless by that. That's not something you usually see by a high school team.
for those of you out there, it appears that the Legend snapper snapped too low for the punter. Punter got a hold of the ball.
Kept running backwards.
Well, he had to avoid the Raiders who were coming on to him. And currently, since that was 4th down, Raiders take possession, and they receive the ball
around the 38-yard line.
38-yard line for Legend. So really excellent job by the Raider defense to convert on that mistake from Legend.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. Receivers to his right. Passes to Ty McGuire. It's going to be incomplete. Looks a little bit like passing interference.
That was a high pass. It will not be pass interference.
Sorry, that was not Ty McGuire. That was Bryce Sloan. Another junior receiver. Nico under shotgun, Nico in shotgun. Keon to his right. Fumbles it. Keon and Nico's gonna recover that.
That
Puts
was
it back to the 44-yard line.
Little lapse there by Nico, but fumbling the ball is not good, but good job to recover it by Nico. That
would have been.
Raiders do not want to give up the ball under any circumstances.
It's going to be 3rd down, 15 to go. Nico, shotgun position. Keon, Ty McGuire. He's going to get blitzed. He's going to get sacked at the 48-yard line.
Bad turn of events for the Raiders. A little lapse, not necessarily in the offensive line, but excellent job by Legend for reading that play. It's unfortunate for the Raiders, and it appears that they will punt to Legend at this time. Long snap. The punt is up.
Drop about the 25-yard line.
Bounces forward.
It's going to be stopped at about the 32-yard line. Not the greatest punt we've seen, but not bad.
I'm just happy that we didn't give up that fumble earlier in the Raiders' possession. A punt gives the other team a lot less momentum than a turnover in any instance. Legend once again in that huddle. On that last Raider possession, we didn't see... Actually, we saw one huddle by the Raiders, but Legend obviously taking the huddle a lot more than the Raiders.
Hands it off. Gets stopped right in his tracks.
There's a rush left by Legend. Stopped down.
Stopped by number 51, Andrew Magnall.
Right at the line of scrimmage. So Legend will gain no yards. 2nd and 10. Oh, excuse me. 3-yard loss on the play. That'll be 2nd and 13 for the Titans at the 29.
Kalen under center, hands it off. It's going to get stopped again around the 30-yard line.
Gain of 2 on the play. 3rd and 11 for Legend.
Ball is on their own 31.
Legend coming out of the huddle. Raider defense is spread out a little more. Legend has 2 wide receivers.
Shoemaker in shotgun motion, hands it off to 32. Oh, that
Trick play.
that tricked me.
Yeah.
It's going to be an incomplete pass, however.
What just happened is the quarterback fake handoff to 32. However, he passed it, intending for it to go to number 13, but that pass was incomplete. So that'll be an incomplete pass, and it will be 4th and 11. It appears that Legend will punt at this time.
Keon Martinez receiving the ball.
Punt is up.
Going to get stopped around the 32-yard line.
For those of you who are just tuning in, this is 7 seconds left in the first quarter, so about to go into the second quarter. The Regis Jesuit Raiders are up 14-0 over the Legend Titans.
Ball is on the Regis 33 yard line.
In the shotgun.
Hands it off to Gordy McKeon. Going to get stopped. 30-yard line loss of no gain on the play. Looks like there's going to be a downed Legend player.
That is the end of the first quarter.
It is also the end of the first quarter. And obviously right now there is an injured Legend player on the field. We hope that he is okay. We're going to take a break here as officials sort things out. This is Ryan Tierney with the Raider Sports Network. And we are back on the Raiders Sports Network. This is Ryan Tierney. Chalmers Powell is busy at the moment, but I'll be covering the game for the next couple of minutes. Pitch to Keon Martinez, and Keon rushes left, dodging tackles, up 40, 30, 20, 10, and touchdown. It appears for the Raiders. Yes, that is a touchdown for the Raiders. Excellent rush by Keon Martinez. 67 yards into the end zone. That will put the Raiders up 20-0 over the Legend Titans. Amazing job by Keon Martinez in this game so far. 67-yard rush there. Earlier in the game, he had a 30-yard rush and a 41-yard rush, in addition to several smaller rushes. So currently, Keon is sitting at around 160 rushing yards for the game. And the extra point is good by the Raiders. So it is now 21-0. Raiders are up over the Legend Titans. not to come on for a second. And the Raider defense, Raider special teams taking the field right now. We have number 39. For the Raiders, set to kick. Punt is up. And is going far back, received by number 21 of Legend. He's rushing forward, going past the 40, the 50, and he is tackled at the 49-yard line of the Raiders. Not really good for the Raiders right there. Gave up a lot of yardage on that reception. Hopefully their defense can take this over. All the way to the 48 by the Legend Titans. And the Regis defense is on the field. And coming back now is Chalmers Powell.
Howdy.
Did you see that touchdown, Chalmers?
I did not see that.
Chalmers was busy. You know, Chalmers, Keon had a 67-yard rush for that touchdown, putting him at almost 170 yards for today's game.
25 going to get tackled coming on the outside.
Rush by Legend didn't go so well there. It's going to be a loss. Actually, excuse me. It will not be a loss, but a gain of 0. 2nd and 10. Legend has possession.
That was number 15. Number 16. Precious Miller, freshman, took that guy out. Great hit.
That was an excellent hit. Hard tackle. Pass left, up and over the hands of number 32. Incomplete pass for the Legend Titans. Now it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Titans on their own 48. Chalmers, what do you think of the job that the Regis defense is doing so far in this game?
You know, I think they had a couple slip-ups, but so far they've been doing great. They haven't let any points on the board so far.
Yeah, excellent job. Number 2 hands it up. Hands it off.
To number 25. It's going to get stopped around the 45-yard line.
Of the Raiders. So that'll be a gain of
48-yard line.
Oh, yeah, about 5 yards.
4th and 5 for Legend. Gonna punt it.
Punting team comes out.
Receiving the ball, Ty McGuire, not Keon Martinez. We've seen a lot of Keon tonight.
Yeah,
and
Keon's been doing an excellent job tonight.
Through the season as well. There's a flag on the play.
It appears to be... Oh. It appears that Legend is taking a timeout at this time. Right before the punt. Sometimes that's an indicator that they might be doing a trick play on this punt. But at this point...
I don't know why a flag was thrown, however.
Look, it appears to be confusion. That flag has gone away right now. Just some confusion, I guess, on the field. Now Legend is huddling. We'll get to see what they do here in just a moment.
Like I said, Ty McGuire receiving the punt.
It appears that the kicking team for Legend is still on the field. Goes up. The punt is blocked and taken by number 44 of the Raiders.
Brian Mottram.
All the way to the Legend 35. excellent job by the Raiders, rushing up, getting that punt blocked, and it looks like it'll result in some favorable field position for the Raiders. However, a flag was thrown.
It's going to be on the offense. An additional 10 yards.
An additional 10 yards for the Raiders. This is not good for Legend High School. Now, the Raiders will be on the 25 of Legend.
You know, I'm going to be really disappointed if I can't see a touchdown with such short yardage to the goal line.
Yeah, we'll get to see how the Raider offense can perform here, starting just outside of the red zone. Currently 1st and 10. We're sitting at 9:56 left in the second quarter.
Looks like Joey D'Angelo in the game. Hands it off to Keon. Keon comes up on the right side. Gets taken down for a loss of 2, I think.
Hard stiff arm by Keon. Walking up a little slowly. He's limping.
That is not good.
And Keon comes off the field. That was a hard stiff arm by Keon, but
yeah, that is Joe D'Angelo, senior quarterback, getting some playing time on his senior night. Joey in shotgun. Motion. Ty McGuire in motion. Flag on play. It's going to be false start.
False start on the offense. 5 yards lost, and that will be a Raiders ball. 2nd and 17.
On the 31-yard line. It's going to be really sad. It will be. It's going to be. Not trying to be negative, but it's going to be hard to watch if they can't get a conversion on this.
Well, we have a good pass, but that is to
Andrew Kulik, number 14.
But he is taken down just at the 24, it appears.
It's going to be 3rd and...
Still determining the yards on that. That's going to be a 3rd.
3rd and 10.
Joey D'Angelo in the shotgun.
With Ty McGuire to his left. Snap. High snap. He's going to get sacked. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to hand it off.
Pitches it to Ty McGuire just in time. McGuire dives towards the 20.
It's going to be 4th and 5.
You know, that was an excellent recovery by Joey D'Angelo. Very, very close to the sack, but he was able to get that pitch off to McGuire in time, and it appears that the Raiders will have an opportunity at a field goal.
4th and 7.
And here comes a Regis Jesuit field goal. It will go wide right, and the kick is no good. So the Raiders still sitting at 21-0.
With 8 minutes left in this half. Seen some great momentum.
Luckily for the Raiders, with that field goal, they didn't make it. So it will be a turnover of downs. But it appears that Legend will not have the best field position going into this.
Ball starts on the 21-yard line. Number 2, shotgun. That's Keelan Shoemaker.
Motion from number 32 to the side. Fake handoff.
25. Run up the middle. Get put down around the 26-yard line.
Some good motion by the Legend Titans right there. That was a fake handoff to 32 and then go to 25. And allowed them to get that 7-yard pickup on the play.
Seen a lot of motion from 32 for Legend.
Legend comes out of the huddle. 32 and 14 on the right. No receivers on the left. And 2 running backs in the slot. Pitch high. High to the right. Over
Bryce Parsons attempts to get the fumble recovery, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
that
was kind of on the edge. I'm not exactly sure whether that would be judged a fumble or an incomplete pass. It was a pitch.
It was forward. I mean, looked forward to me.
Nevertheless, the same result, essentially an incomplete for the Legend Titans, and they are sitting at a 3rd and 6 on their own 27. Oh,
Shoemaker under center, hands it off, comes on the outside. He's going to put down 28-yard line.
Good rush left by the Legend Titans.
Number 25, that's Blake Ragorn.
That was enough. Ooh.
It's going to be holding on on Legend.
Holding on the Legend offense.
4th down.
It appears that the Raiders declined the penalty in order to bring about Legend having 4th down. So Legend punt team back out on the field.
Ty McGuire receiving the ball.
Legend punt team seems to be getting a lot of action tonight. Punt by number 8.
It's going to be
number 2.
Ty's going to bring it up. It's going to come on the inside.
Break some tackles.
Break some tackles for the 50-yard line.
Oh, hard hit
by number 36.
Coming in.
Trey Conquest.
Right about the 49 Ouch. Of Legend Titans. Excellent job by McGuire breaking those tackles further down the field. Kind of got blindsided on that final hit from behind. But doing his part, giving the Raiders good field position.
Nico back in as quarterback. Ty McGuire to his left. 2 receivers on his right. Bryce Sloan. Gonna get sacked around the 48-yard line. Loss of 5-ish.
Not a very good turn of events right there for the Raiders. A little bit of a lapse.
I think he was looking at either Tay Schluter, also a senior tonight. Looking at Tay Schluter, but he wasn't open.
Yeah, couldn't really get that pass off, and that will be a loss of 4 for the Raiders. We'll see how they can recover this going forward.
Nico in shotgun. Ty McGuire to his right. 2 receivers. Heads it off to Ty. He's going to get pushed back around the 50-yard line.
Yeah, rushed right through the middle. Kind of a dog pile there. Gained about a yard, though. So
throughout the season, we've seen Ty rush up the middle and get stopped pretty easily when Keon runs out more on the outer edges of the field.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. I mean, Keon, when he rushes off the middle, his success is limited a lot as well. Well, we've really...
Nico in shotgun, pass action, play action. It's going to get sacked again at the 49-yard line.
Bad lapse by the Raiders, and the punt team will come onto the field. Tough sack there.
What were you saying there, Ryan?
I was saying, so Keon, when he rushes up the middle, his performance is limited too. But where we've seen Ty McGuire perform the best is in a receiver role. Now, obviously, as a running back, he can still take those receptions, but goes out the side.
Oh, that was very not good. The Legend Titans are going to take the ball at the 25-yard line.
It was a long snap back, very similar to the mistake Legend had earlier in giving up that yardage. And Legend will take the ball at the Raider
27-yard line.
Tough play for the Raiders, and that'll turn over the ball to Legend. Not good. Legend coming
Shoemaker
out of the huddle.
in shotgun. 25 behind him.
He's
Gonna
going to
look.
pass to the left, long pass into the end zone, but it is incomplete. It seems
Possibly passing interference.
there's a flag on the field at this moment.
The parent section is quite livid about this. It's gonna be passing interference.
Yeah, penalty on the Raiders there for pass interference.
Didn't really look like passing interference from this angle.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell, but we respect the ref's decision. However, that's going to be a 15-yard gain then for the Legend Titans. Bad for the Raiders as they are now in the red zone.
Shoemaker, under center, hands it off to number 11. He's going to get stopped immediately by the Raider defense. We haven't seen a lot of our QBs under center, mostly in the shotgun position. What do you think about that?
A lot more players are opting to go into the shotgun. You hear a lot of commentators and people talk about the pocket. Obviously, the pocket. Well, not obviously, but for those of you who don't know, the pocket is kind of the
Protection around the quarterback.
It's kind of place when a quarterback takes the high, like coming up here.
He's going to drop back in the pocket.
Going back, almost sacked, runs out of bounds, number 2. Right there.
Number 52, number 51. All of our defensive linemen on the Raider defense.
It's a 2-yard loss.
On that, number 2, Keelan Shoemaker.
2-yard loss for Legend Titans. But as I was saying, the pocket is kind of like it's kind of like an envelope around the quarterback. The offensive line ideally creates when they receive it. Now, a lot of quarterbacks have been opting for using the shotgun, which brings their pocket, or kind of eliminates pocket, but brings it back so they have more space between them and the defense.
He's going to drop back in the pocket, almost gets sacked.
25.
Completion for 25. It's going to be a touchdown. Walks it into the end zone.
14-yard pass in the game. 14-yard gain on that pass, and 6 points for Legend. So Legend is now on the board, 21-6. Raiders are still up. Legend is now going to try for an extra point. 4:02 left in the second quarter. Kick is up. And it is good.
21-7, 4 minutes left in the half. How do you think this touchdown has affected the Raider defense and their morale?
Well, obviously, it was Raider defense had a tough job coming into the possession because of that error in the punt earlier. So they had a very tough job to fill. They gave up that pass. They had that pass interference call, which obviously resulted. Those two things helped result in that touchdown for Legend. Hopefully, they can take that experience, step back as the Raider receiving team and the offense takes the field, step back, regroup, and continue to perform well, because other than that last possession by Legend, the Raider defense has been stifling against Legend. Legend's punted it 3 times so far. at least attempted to punt it. They messed up one of those.
Ty McGuire receiving the ball.
Neat kicking off Legend.
Going to catch it around the 20 or 15-yard line. Come up the middle. Break some tackles. Get put down the 27-yard line.
McGuire takes the kickoff.
Yeah, good. McGuire's an excellent runner. Excellent job at juking past players, breaking tackles. But there he was eventually met.
You see him as a running back go straight up the middle, and that's where he doesn't shine. He shines the best when he's as a receiver.
Yeah, one of the games earlier, a game against Horizon actually, he had one of his first receiving touchdowns.
Nico in shotgun, Ty to his right, two receivers split. Gonna come up the middle to Ty McGuire. It's gonna get stopped. 27-yard line, possibly negative yardage. Yeah, loss of 1. Keon Martinez is back in the game. It's good to see that he is up and ready to go.
Yeah,
not injured.
Yeah, early on a play, Keon gave a stiff arm to a defender.
Definitely gave me a fright there when
Yeah.
you saw
Yeah,
Ty receiving the ball, and Keon was not playing.
Yeah, Keon
But
earlier
now-
limped off the field. Now he's looking good. He takes the rush,
It's
goes
gonna
up
break
the middle,
tackle.
and
It's gonna put down the 39-yard line.
that was impressive.
Gain of 10.
Really impressive by Keon there,
Come
Rushing.
off the bench.
rushing right up
Up
the middle.
breaking tackles, and finally being met at the 39-yard line.
So that will be
Third down, 1 to go for the Regis Jesuit Raiders.
maybe a 10-yard gain on the play.
Nico in shotgun, Keon to his left.
Pitch to
Pitches
Keon,
Keon is going to break a tackle,
pushed out of bounds.
maybe get the first down.
And the officials will rule that it is a first down. So that was a gain of 3 by Keon. Excellent job.
Nico waiting for the play call.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, the Raiders take a use of technology a lot. Coaches communicating to their players.
Nico in shotgun, hands it off to Ty. Gonna come up on the outside. It's gonna get about a gain of 5.
Looks like it's going to be about 6 for the Raiders, perhaps. Let's see.
Yep.
Actually,
Oh,
4,
gain of
excuse me.
4. Great run to see by Ty. We said earlier that he pretty much only goes up the middle, but there we stood corrected.
Excellent job there. As I was said earlier, Raider coaches make use of technology. They don't communicate with their players, of course, with technology from the sidelines, but really analyze the game, take use of stats, and communicate those play calls to help facilitate that no-huddle offense. Right there, that was a pass intended for
Jackson Connolly. It's going to get blocked by the Legend defense.
incomplete pass, and the Raiders will have 3rd and 6 at their own 46 coming up.
We've seen a lot from Jackson Connolly, the junior.
Yeah, excellent receiver, especially a wide receiver. He doesn't do too much slot receiving, but he's done an excellent job as a wide receiver. That pass was just a little bit long.
Nico. Ty gets put down hard.
In the air by number 34. And that
Oh,
is
he looks hurt.
a loss. That was a very
That's
hard hit.
Hard hit. That's definitely going to leave a mark.
He stumbles and goes to the side, and the RJ punt team will take the field. Tough hit right there for Ty. Hopefully he is okay. That was a loss of 4 on the play.
Number 21 and 25. It's going to be 21. No.
Long-
Jackson Connolly. Oh, he's going to pick it up.
Number 21 rushing up the field. Takes it from about
The 1 yard, it looks like the 1 yard line. Brings it up about the 25. 21.
No, 21, yeah. Good recovery there.
You saw Jackson Connolly in the lower part of your screen bolting down the field to try and receive that ball to get the Legends
Just couldn't get
Titans to
Just couldn't get there. The ball kind of bounced over the Legend receiver. But
Jackson Connolly just bolting down the field to try and get that bad field positioning for the Titans.
not terribly good. But the Titans are the 21.
Hands it off to 25. Can come on the outside.
Not
Number
too much.
16, Precious Miller. Bring him down.
Not too much in terms of results for that play. It
Gain
looks
of
like,
2.
it looks like the Legend will gain 2 on that play, so not too much. It'll be 2nd and 8. Currently, we are sitting at 25 seconds left in the half, and the clock is running down. Now we're at 20. Legend Huddle's using up some time. It looks like this will be one of the last plays of the half. In the pocket. Rush.
Hands it off to 25. He's going to be brought down.
Taken down, and the clock winds down, and that is the end of
the first half.
the first half.
Regis showing some great momentum in the first half, getting 3 touchdowns, 3 extra point.
So,
What do you think? Ryan, what do you think the Raiders can improve on to even further this lead?
well, one of the things that the Raiders have been doing very well is rushing. Keon Martinez and Ty McGuire, especially Keon, having some really big rushes, but Ty McGuire, having solid short 4 to 5 yard gains, has really helped them gain momentum early in this game. The Raiders need to improve on a little more is balancing with a passing. We haven't seen many large passing plays by the Raiders, and generally the Raiders are a passing-oriented team. So we'd like to see that going forward. Excellent momentum in the first half. I don't have anything to complain about. We'll be back here. Chalmers and I will be back here for the halftime show, which will be about 5 minutes before the start of the second half.
We're going to take a quick halftime break here on the Raider Sports Network.
Regis Jesuit is up 21-7 over Legend High School. And welcome back to the Raiders Sports Network. This is Ryan Tierney. Halftime is getting close to wrapping up, and 1:33 left in the half. Legend is out there doing their calisthenics. Raiders are getting warmed up as well. It's currently 21-7. The Raiders are up over the Legend Titans. Currently 8:13. It's about 38 degrees out here at Lou Kellogg Stadium. Now, a few first half highlights. Player of the game so far is Keon Martinez of the Regis Jesuit Raiders. 168 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns in the first half alone for the Raiders. He's been doing an excellent job. There was a little bit of a scary situation. Got hurt, a little bit shaken up on a play involving him stiff-arming someone and getting tackled on the legs towards the end of the second half. But doing an excellent job so far for the Raiders. Raiders have also had about 40 yards in passing. Those are all from short passes. So going into the second half, a few things here they need to work on. Passing, it's a big one. Raiders typically have about 154 yards in receiving per game. So well under that right now. We'll see how their offense switches up going into this second half. Right here, we have Chalmers Powell rejoining us. How are you doing, Chalmers?
A bit cold, but besides that,
yeah,
excited to see my Regis Jesuit Raiders.
Yeah, as I said,
win their continue on their second winning streak.
Yeah, let us hope. We're going into the second half. Raiders up 21-7. A lot can happen still, but we hope that the Raiders can continue to perform well. You said you were cold, Chalmers. Right now, it's actually pretty dang cold here at Lou Kellogg Stadium. We're sitting at right around 40 degrees. Not to mention that the sun has gone down, too, here at Lou Kellogg Stadium in Aurora.
Starting to rain a little bit as well. Student section holding their own and still here rooting on their Regis Jesuit Raiders.
Yeah, excellent. Well, not as big as the first football game, but pretty good turnout tonight for the Raiders, especially with this rain and this cold, providing their team with a lot of support.
It is also the homecoming game tonight. Homecoming is tomorrow for us students.
Yeah. It'll be a fun time. You taking anyone, Chalmers?
I am.
Who's the special lady?
A girl.
Sorry to put you on the spot. Anyways, it'll be a lot of fun for all students going into tomorrow. Obviously, starting off the homecoming festivities earlier today with a pep rally. Then, of course, this game right here, which the Raiders are doing well on. Chalmers, what do you think the key is for the second half for these Raiders?
Offensively, for sure, improve our offensive line. Nico got sacked, 2 times so far or more?
He's actually gotten sacked about, well, depending on, there's like kind of a half sack in between, but it's in around like 3 sacks for Nico. But the most alarming is 2 sacks in a row earlier, actually about midway through the second half. That wasn't very good for the Raiders. So that's a good point, improving the offensive line.
And defensively, watch the penalties. And
yeah, definitely.
Keep your coverage.
Yeah, definitely. Very important things. Now, Legend opted to defend for the first play, for the first possession of the first half. Obviously, that didn't work too well for them because the Raiders went on to score in their first possession. But now, Legend will be getting the ball at the beginning of the second half.
Number 21 receiving the ball.
The kick is up. It goes out of bounds. And there's a flag thrown by the official. Legend will have it at the 35-yard line.
Legend will take the ball, first down 10 from their own 35.
Once again, Legend going for that huddle offense. They've been huddling nearly every play so far this game.
Number 2 under center. Gonna hand it off to 25. It's gonna be met by the Raider wall of defenders.
Looks like he got hit and kind of moved forward a little bit. He's going to gain 2 yards on that play, but good contact by the Regis defense. And here we go. In the pocket. We got a rush on the left. Once again, met with the Raider defense. And it looks like it's going to be third down with about a 4-yard gain. Excuse me. A 1-yard gain on the play. So rush to the left from Legend. Not too much of a gain, but still some yardage. 3rd and 7 on their own 38.
Number 2 under center. It's going to hand it off to 25 again.
Rushing far forward. That's going to be quite a bit of gain for the Legend offense.
It's not going to be enough for a first down. Maybe they'll go for it on 4th. Looks about like 3 yards. 2 yards.
So that was a 5-yard gain.
And they're going to punt it. Keon Martinez back in the game, receiving the ball.
And the punt team is out for Legend.
Almost blocked. Keon's going to
miss the catch. And
it's going to be placed on the 1-yard line, it looks like.
Very tough break there for the Raiders. Keon touched the ball, kind of missed the catch, though, and it rolled back to the 1-yard line.
I don't think he touched it because I think the Legend player would have ran it in for a touchdown.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Pardon my error. But not good field position for the Raiders starting off this first possession of the half.
The last home game against Horizon, we saw 2 safeties, I believe.
Yes.
From starting off of terrible field position. Not something you usually see by senior running back Keon Martinez. Nico, shotgun position. Keon to his right. It's going to be offsides or encroachment for the defense.
Yeah. 5-yard penalty.
That's going to help us.
Yeah, that will
but
give.
It's not gonna, I don't think it's going to give us too much of an advantage.
Gave the Raiders 5 yards on the play, so not right up against the end zone anymore, but still pretty close. Once again, in the shotgun, Keon to his left.
Pitch it to Keon. He's going to come out the inside.
Pushed.
Going to get stiff arm.
Pushed out of bounds.
Pushed out of bounds by number, I don't know, lost it.
About the 12, it seems. Good rush by Keon. Oh. There was a holding call on the play for the offense. Half the distance to the goal for the Raiders. So that got them to the 15, but that will bring the Raiders back to the 8. So still a little bit of a gain, but first and 8 for the Raiders.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his right. Hand it off to Keon. He's going to go up the middle. Get pummeled. About a gain of 1 or 2.
Heavy resistance there in the middle.
2-yard gain on the play.
2-yard gain on the play. Hands it off to Keon. He's going to run up the inside. He's going to break some tackles. Get brought down around the 14-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Raiders.
Excellent job by Keon. Just rushing up the left, getting just enough for that first down.
First and 10, Regis Jesuit. From their own 13-yard line.
And now on the Regis sideline, the parkas are coming out. About half the players have those on, really signaling that it's getting pretty cold out here at Lou Kellogg Stadium.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his right. Ty McGuire in motion. He's going to pitch it to Ty. He's going to come on the outside, break a few tackles. Looks like a gain of 2.
Helped up by his teammates there. Second down.
There's a downed Legend player on the field.
And there is a injured player on the field from Legend. It's the second downed Legend player on the field this game. It's unfortunate. High school sports and in all sports, we always value the safety of players on both teams. We hope that he recovers. And now it's 44 degrees out here at Lou Kellogg Stadium in Aurora. It's raining, and the wind is making it feel like 38 degrees. So the players and the fans still pretty
Quite
cold.
chilly out.
However, student section, looks like the student section has calmed down a little bit. Cold, scaring a few people off, but they're still providing a lot of support for the Raiders. Fake rush, dodges the tackle, rushes up the middle, up the left.
Looks like a gain, a pretty good gain. Got hit pretty hard for a quarterback. You see most quarterbacks going in for the slide. Nico, no, goes head on, accepts the tackle.
That was a very, very
Gain of 3.
good demonstration of awareness by Nico there. Was able to dodge that tackle. That could have been a sack. And able to make the
Nico.
decisive move to
Nico in
rush.
shotgun. Play action. Passes to number
12. Excellent pass.
Down the field. Gets brought down around the 48-yard line.
That is the
Number
longest.
12, Gordy McCann.
That is the longest pass that the Raiders have had so far. That was about 20
some yards.
Yes. Excuse me. Let me just check my numbers here. Excellent pass. That was easily the longest pass the Raiders have had.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. He's going to hand it off to Keon. Keon's going to run up the middle. Going to get brought down for a gain of about 3.
22-yard gain on that last pass. So really good job, the Raiders. We were talking about at the half that the Raiders going into the second half need to incorporate that passing play that they're so good at, and excellent job on that conversion right there.
Ty McGuire in for Keon Martinez. Gordy McCann as running back to the right, Nico.
Pass left.
Pass to Bryce Sloan. It's going to be a first down. Flag on the play, however.
We'll see what the result of that flag is, but as of right now, it looks like a gain.
Looks like
Ooh.
it's going to be on the Raiders.
The Raiders had an ineligible.
Illegal man downfield. For you who do not know what that means, that's the offensive lineman crossed the line of scrimmage before the ball was passed.
Unfortunate turn of events there for the Raiders.
Keon Martinez in for Gordy McCann. Ty
That
McGuire to Nico's left. Keon as a receiver. 2 receivers on the right, 2 receivers on the left. The snap. Looks to Keon. Gonna catch it.
pass to Keon on the left.
Break some tackles. Gonna bring it in for a first down.
Excellent pass there, and good awareness by Keon, being able to stiff arm the defender and move it up the field.
I don't think the officials are gonna call that a first down somehow.
3rd and 1 for Regis Jesuit. So that was an 11-yard gain on the play. Excellent job for Keon. Hopefully, the Raiders can make this conversion on the 3rd down. 1 yard is all they need.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. He's gonna pitch it to Keon. He's gonna come up the inside. He's gonna break a tackle, get brought down the 30-yard line.
Excellent job by Keon. Well enough for the first down there. And
A common play we see from the Raider offense, but it works, and a lot of times the defense can't read that very well. And
5-yard gain on that pitch, which excellent job by Keon right there.
Nico in shotgun again. Keon to his right. 3 receivers on his left. He's going to hand it off to Keon. Keon's going to come up the middle, break tackles, get another first down, it looks like.
All the way to the 20-yard line. 10-yard gain on that rush by Keon. That's going to bring Keon's rushing total to about 190 yards. Astounding job. Really excellent job by Keon today. Even though he was shaken up earlier in the game, still performing at very high caliber.
Nico, Keon to his left. Going to pass it to number 24, and he's going to catch it for a touchdown.
Beautiful pass into the end
That's
zone.
Carter Reed,
The
the
Carter
senior.
Reed 20-yard pass for the Raider touchdown. With 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, the Regis Jesuit Raiders are up 27-7 over the Legend Titans. And as the extra point is being ready, when the Raiders are about to kick the extra point, we will see if that lead increases for the Raiders. Oh, it seems like
Not a common play we see by Nico's offense.
2-point conversion attempt right here. And the Raiders
gonna
catch it.
Be good. That's number 28, I believe. No, number 20. That's Charlie Quinn.
Excellent job by the Raiders on that 2-point conversion. It is now 29-7. The Raiders are up. And going into the 4th quarter, a lot of people might be asking, why did the Raiders do that 2-point conversion there? And it actually has to do with CHSAA's rules. If the Raiders are up by... If the Raiders are up by 3 touchdowns, or more than 3 touchdowns, excuse me, in the 4th quarter, there will be a running clock per CHSAA rules. So if the Raiders can hold Legend... It is the 3rd quarter right now. If the Raiders can hold Legend to 0 points in this third quarter. Going in the fourth quarter, the Raiders will have that running clock on their side, hopefully allowing them to bring this game to a favorable conclusion.
21 receiving the ball, drops it. He's going to get pummeled, and it's going to be recovered by Bryce Parsons. Oh, no, it's not. By number 25. We've seen a lot of
errors by Legend right now. That was the second dropped punt by Legend. Not something you want to be seeing. However, they were able to recover that fumble.
We've seen a lot from number 25 Legend, Blake Ragar. He is clearly a very important part for the Legend team. Let's see if he can get some yardage here.
In the pocket, number 2. It's going to be a rush.
Number 25, that's Blake. He's going to gain about a 3.
5-yard gain on the play.
5-yard gain.
5-yard gain.
5-yard gain on the play. Legend starting off their possession strong with that 5-yard gain. Coming out of the huddle. Number 2 in the shotgun.
25 behind him.
2 receivers out. Pass left to number
14.
And he is
John Ekdahl.
And then he is hauled down by number 28 of the Raiders.
That's David Doty. He's been injured. Had an injured finger for a while. First game back.
Good job. Good job dragging that down. That was a first down for Legend. Another 5-yard gain. So is 1st and 10 on Legend's 25.
Gonna break some tackles. Brought down by number 20, Charlie Quinn.
It's going to be about a 7 or 8 yard gain on the play. 8, excuse me.
2nd down and 2 for Legend.
This is a concerning
drive.
This is a concerning drive so far. I mean, there haven't been many large pickups by Legend, but so far in this possession, they have had 2 first downs. Regis has held them aside from. Actually, no. Excuse me. This is the most first downs in a possession that Legend has had so far this game. They've gotten 1.
And they're going to hand it off. And he's going to run up the middle, just run into a brick wall, which is the Raider defense. And it's going to get a first down. 1st and 10 for Legend.
Once again, concerning. I mean, that was a 2-yard gain. Very short pickups here, but this is a drive for Legend that is burning the clock. But it's also going steadily down the field. 3 first downs so far in this drive. We need. We'll see if the Raider defense can
fake
stop
handoff.
him.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
going to be blocked. It's
That
going to
was
count as a forward pass.
Very good block there by the
Number
Raiders.
4, number 2, either Gino Macias or Kobe
Jaramillo.
Yep.
Excellent block there by the Raiders. That will count as an incomplete pass. That'll bring about 2nd and 10 for Legend at their own 35. Legend in the huddle. Number 2 in the shotgun.
25, right by his side. 32 in motion. Fake handoff to 32. Going to pass it down the field to number 14. Bryce Parsons picks it off.
Excellent job by Bryce Parsons. putting up that no-fly zone in Raider territory. Excellent pick by Bryce Parsons as Raider ball will be at the 35.
Bryce Parsons, great athlete, plays baseball, committed to the Air Force Academy.
He's an excellent all-around athlete.
And believe that, get a load of this, it's his first year playing football for Regis.
I know. It's
Crazy.
He doesn't.
He's a great player.
Excellent defensive player. He's had multiple interceptions.
Great tackles as well. Moving on,
Multiple
Nico in shotgun. Gets blitzed, but he's going to pass it down the field. Intended for Jackson Connolly.
About 5 yards long. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Yeah, but as you were saying, Bryce Parsons, incredible athlete. Excellent student as well. Committed to the Air Force Academy recently. For baseball, but also incredible athlete in football as well. Really a great all-around guy.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his left. Hands it off to Keon. It's going to come up on the outside. Break a tackle. Get a first down at the 48-yard line.
He plows over a legend defender. Has a little bit of hard time getting up. Number 21, Keon plowed over. That was an excellent rush, though, by Keon. That was about an 11-yard gain for Keon.
Keon is just a train. He always has been. Unstoppable when he's got the ball.
Keon is sitting at about 198 yards for rushing right now.
Hands it up. Play action. Passes to Bryce Sloan. Gets the first down. He's going to get tackled at the 35-yard line. A common play for Nico. The play action. Fake handoff to Keon Martinez. Pass to a receiver. It works well.
That was a 16-yard gain for the Raiders on the passing. And we were talking about this earlier at halftime. We were saying, in order for the Raiders to be successful in the second half, they need to pick up the passing, and that's exactly what they've been doing so far.
Nico in shotgun. Keon to his right. Hands it off to Keon. Going to come up the middle. Break tackles. Get a gain of about 8 or 7.
Keon is a train.
He can run up the middle, and no one can stop him. It's great. It's so much fun to watch him.
That was an 8-yard gain by Keon. Now he's sitting at 207 yards. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, 207 yards rushing alone. Having an incredible game. Chalmers, do you know where Keon is going to college yet?
I don't think he's decided yet.
Well, wherever he goes, they're going to be very lucky to have him. Very talented player.
Looks like they're going to run out the clock for the third quarter. And Nico's going to run it up the middle, get the first down.
Very
brought down at the 20-yard line.
Very impressive mobility there by Nico. That he didn't.
Definitely thought he would kneel it there and just run out the time. But
he was not forced to make that play, but he got those yards, got the first down, and now going into the fourth quarter, the Raiders are up 29-7 over the Legend Titans.
Like I said, it's so much fun to watch our team succeed and get the ball downfield and put those points on the board. Keon Martinez, Ty McGuire, Jackson Connolly, Bryce Sloan being the main receivers and ball carriers.
Keon having an incredible game. Ty McGuire doing an excellent job packing on yards. And Bryce Sloan doing an excellent job receiving those passes. Bryce Parsons, that excellent interception and overall defensive prowess. Raiders are doing a good job. I'd like to give a shout-out right now, real fast, to one of the guys who works behind the scenes in the Raider football program. That's Philip Postek. If you look, Okay. All
Philip
right, Chalmers.
Postek,
Philip Postek. Excuse me.
colleague of mine,
He's a colleague of mine, a classmate of mine, and a friend of mine.
hands it off to Keon. He breaks a tackle, comes back up the inside, and it's going to be a face mask. It's going to be brought down around the 20-yard line.
2 flags are down on the field right there.
But with the face mask, gain of 10, I believe.
Well, we'll see what the officials rule it to be.
Definitely going to be a face mask.
I
saw it myself.
Yeah, that
Clear
was
as
a
day.
very obvious call.
Yeah. 15
Personal.
yards.
Half the distance
Half
to the
the
goal.
distance to the
excuse
goal.
me.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah, a lot of
that
flags. A lot of flags have that. That was not good for Legend. Obviously, before there, Raiders were sitting at the 21-yard line. That's going to bring them down to the 10-yard line. Now they're at first and goal.
My bet here, Nico's going to hand it off to Keon. Keon's going to run it on the outside for a touchdown.
We'll see if that bet is good.
Number 23, number 24,
Nico sitting in the shotgun.
wide receivers on the right. Going to get sacked.
Pitch to
not
Keon.
sacked, but blitzed.
And there we go.
For
To
the
the
touchdown.
left for the touchdown.
Walks it in.
You called it, Chalmers.
Keon, it's as great as this offense is, it's pretty predictable. I think next year we're going to have some trouble getting on our feet, losing Keon.
Yeah, he's such a versatile player. That's his 3rd touchdown tonight. Fourth touchdown tonight. Sorry, I forgot to add that last one in. Let's just take a moment to take that in for a second. 4 touchdowns in one night for Keon. He's sitting at around 225 yards. Actually, closer to 230 now. Raiders extra point.
Through the parallels, and it's
It is good. The Raiders are now up 36-7 over Legend, and there will be a running clock beginning very soon as the Raiders are up by a very substantial margin.
Good to see the Raider offense has kept this momentum from the first quarter and continued to bring it into the last.
Yeah, sadly, one of the things that you get worried about when you start seeing good momentum by an offense early in the game is you start doubting yourself, saying, are they going to be able to keep this for the rest of the game? And the Raiders have proved that to be true. They have kept their momentum.
Especially for a high school team.
Oh, yeah, especially.
And the team is pretty young. We got only a couple seniors.
Nico himself
Is a freshman.
is a freshman, so freshman quarterback. That's a very interesting process. It's been really interesting to see him grow throughout this first season. He's a lot more experienced now than he was in the first game.
21 with a fair catch.
No, not a
that's
fair catch.
Not a fair catch.
He's
going to bring him down around the 28-yard line. Definitely looked like he waved the fair catch.
I think he was just running in. It was a little bit of a high punt, and he was running in fast, but that's a pretty good, pretty decent reception by Legend. So we'll get to see what they do here on this next possession. Sitting at the 29-yard line. We have 11 minutes and 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Raiders are up 36-7.
You know, I'm excited to see another sack tonight. Looking for Luke Keefe.
A little bit of a defense, not
Bryce Sloan takes number 14.
not necessarily a lapse
John
by the Raiders
Edgo.
there, but
It's a good play. It was a solid play.
It was a solid play by Legend. Now the defense is there to take him down, mitigate that yardage gain, which is good on the Raiders. Only a 3-yard gain by Legend. Good job by the Raider defense.
Shoemaker.
In the pocket. Handoff to number 32, up through the left. Gets stopped around the 38-yard line.
It's not going to be first down.
Warner, the ball carrier.
Just short of first down. Good to see the Raider wall stop that.
6-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 1 coming in right now. This is crunch time for the Raider defense. If they can hold Legend to this possession right here, to this 3rd and 1, stop this conversion, that'd be very good. And that is an incomplete pass for Legend. I'm very surprised that they did not rush that. Bryce Parsons.
Bryce Parsons with a great coverage.
Yeah, Bryce
right
Parsons.
on his tail.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a high pass, but Bryce was there as well to prevent him
Gaining any yardage.
Yeah, it really put the receiver on his toes there, and it looks like
Or maybe he's back.
oh, yeah. Good point. And now the Legend punt team will come out.
Ty McGuire receiving the ball.
And
It'll be a timeout.
it appears that it appears that the Raiders will call a timeout, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, to continue my shout out, so I was talking about Philip Postek. He's a athletic trainer for the Raiders. He's a student as well. He's a junior, really passionate about sports medicine, excellent scientist in the junior class, and he's out there every game helping out the team, helping injured players. He's really great at what he does. Just one of the many people who work behind the scenes to make this Raider football team run. We'll see. It appears that number 2 is in the pocket. Legend will not punt the ball. Action. 32 over. It appears that they will.
It's not going to be a first down. I think it's going to be short.
That's tough. Nope, it is
think they're
called a.
Warner, the ball carrier.
I don't
It
know.
is a first down.
Picks up 2 yards.
2-yard gain.
That
That was tough for the Raiders.
Legend from their own 40.
Legend will get another first down. And this possession for Legend will continue. Although they are burning quite a bit of time, it is a running clock. 9:20 left in the 4th quarter.
student section appeared to clear out a little bit.
The cold seems to be.
Gino Macias almost with a sack.
Oh, that was.
It's going to be a sack by number 4, Kobe Yarmilo.
Excellent team effort there by the Raider defense. Gino Macias going in, almost getting the sack, lunged forward, just barely missed number 2, the quarterback. But Kobe Jaramillo there on the recovery, getting that sack.
This
Excellent coordination by the Raider defense.
defensive line is hungry for sacks. Luke Keefe, Kobe Yarmilo, Gino Macias.
And that will be a 3-yard loss for the Legend Titans. Obviously putting a lot more pressure on them going into the rest of this possession. We'll get to see what they do next.
It's going to be another sack, it looks like.
Excellent job.
Brought him down.
Tackled by Jaramillo for the Raiders.
Another,
Kobe Jaramillo again
a gain of 1.
coming
Third
in with a
and
stop.
12.
Excellent job by Kobe.
Number 9 in True Potter. For number 6, Nick Woodward.
Excuse me. You know, Chalmers, I've been thinking about this. We have a running clock in the 4th quarter right now, and it's kind of starting to notice this. By the way, that was an incomplete pass intended for number 32. And as I was saying, it's a running clock in the 4th quarter. Legend has been running a huddle offense the entire game, and it's really starting to burn into their time. There are now 7 minutes and 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
It's going to be 4th and 12. They're going to punt it.
It's been running while they're doing the huddle.
22, Ty McGuire with the receiving
And the
ball.
punt is up. And number 14 of Legend will stop it.
At
The
about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, for the Raiders. So the Legend possession comes to an end, and the Raiders receive the ball.
Legend punt falls dead at the 38 at the 28-yard line.
And that will go to the 28.
First and 10 Raiders and on 28.
Number 11, Joey D'Angelo in for Nico. Number 30, Zay Carroll to
And-
his left.
And number 23,
To his
Tate
right.
Shuttler for the Raiders. I think this is the first time he's playing this evening. Pass right.
Pass to Matthew Bornhorst, number 88, our very own.
Excellent job by the Raiders there. It appears that Matthew Bornhorst will pick up a first down on that play.
Short pass,
Raider first
but
down.
he got a lot of yardage out of that.
15 yards on the play for Matthew Bornhorst.
Looks to his left. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
That was an incomplete pass to Tate Shuttler, just a little bit low.
Incomplete.
Tate Schluter
Oh, excuse me.
seen a lot of playing time in the earlier part of the season.
Apologize for pronouncing that wrong. I didn't see the L there. Tate Schluter.
Joey in shotgun. Two behind him. 3 receivers.
And it's going to be a rush up the middle for Keon, it appears.
Between number
Oh,
30,
excuse me.
Zay Carroll.
Zay Carroll. I thought he was Keon for a second. He went right up the middle and did an excellent job on that rush.
Brings up 3rd and 2 for Regis Jesuit. Ball at the Legend 49.
Zay Carroll, a freshman this year, having his
Gain in the last play.
some of his first playing time on the varsity squad tonight. That was an 8-yard gain by him.
Joey in shotgun. Hands it off to Gino, I believe. Or maybe it's Gordy
In the play.
McKeon. Yep, that was Gordy.
Yep. A little bit of a gain on the play.
It's going to get a first down on that play.
2-yard gain for the Raiders. Enough for a first down. Seems to be a little bit of a hold up on the field. Official having a discussion with a Legend player. Who's now walking off the field and being replaced by number 14. It just looks like a
21 for Legend Tarif Shambe.
just a little bit of
Wonder what
a
that was.
little bit of a lineup change, I guess.
Joey in shotgun with Zay to his left.
And
2 receivers on his left and right. Snap. He's going to run it up the field. Go up the middle. It's going to get stopped. Oh, it's going to get pushed back.
Oh,
D'Angelo carries for Regis.
It's
that
going to be
was
a gain of...
well. It depends. That could either be a loss
No, it's a gain of
or a
5.
gain. Okay, it's a
on
gain
the
of
play.
5. He was down by contact on the play. He got pushed back, but luckily officials ruled that down by contact. It is currently 8:56 with 5 minutes remaining.
Joey in shotgun. Zay to his right. Gonna pass to number 10, Trevor Wild. He's gonna get the first down. Trevor Wild, a senior, celebrating senior night tonight.
It's excellent to see these seniors out here having good games. Just overall, Trevor with that nice catch and gain for the Raiders. Just being able to enjoy the game in its purest form on their night.
Especially Joey D'Angelo, seeing not as much playing time as I know he would like. Joey in shotgun. Zay to his right. Gordy in motion. Flag on the play.
We're going to see what happens there.
Gonna be false start.
And the Raiders will lose 5 yards. Raiders are back.
5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15 for Regis Jesuit.
1st and 15 for Regis.
1st and 15 on the
41.
41 of Legend. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left, and 2 running backs in shotgun.
Zay and Gordy. Zay in motion. Hands it off to Gordy.
Who gets pummeled and
And
brought
Theo
back behind the 50.
50-yard line. Not what you want to see. But with 3 minutes left in the quarter, 36-7, I don't think it really hurt us that much.
That's true. And yeah, I have to give it to Legend on that play. They read it very well. But 36-7.
It looked like Gordy, once he got a handoff, he stopped running.
Well, he was kind of met with a Legend defender right off the bat. And we're going to see what happens here. In the shotgun again. Pass right. Way over the head. It looks like it was intended
For number 10, Trevor Wild.
but it was way to the right and over his head. So a little bit of a error there. But we're going to see how this goes. 3:17 left in the game. Raiders up.
3rd down.
Raiders are up 36-7.
It's 3rd down. 21 to go.
I would
I would punt it on 3rd down. I mean, not.
no. I don't know about that. Run out the clock a little more. I would not be. I tend to be pretty.
Oh,
I like,
Joey's gonna run it up and get no gain or a gain of 1 or 2.
that's just a dog pile right there.
Now they're gonna have to punt it. Yep, punt team comes out.
Brings up 4th and 19.
4th and 19 on the 45-yard line. Number 32 receiving the ball. Interesting how number 21 for the Legend, Tarif Zumba.
Right now,
It's going to be a high punt at the 30 or 28-yard line.
Right now, it's currently 36-7. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the 4th quarter. I'm looking at the clock right now, Chalmers, and Legends are only sitting at 7 right now. They'd essentially have to score 2 touchdowns a minute in order to regain the ground that they've lost here. So mathematically, it doesn't look like he's going to check out for Legend tonight.
Going to get past number 32. He's going to break a couple tackles, get brought down just shy of a 1st down on the 48-yard line.
Pass complete to Warner.
38-yard line, excuse me. 37. Yeah.
That's going to be a 9-yard gain on the play. Almost enough for a 1st down.
He's going to run it up the field for the first down. Get tackled at the 43-yard line.
That'll carry for Legend first down, first and 10.
Number 2, Shoemaker,
Your own
under center.
23.
Hands it off. Oh, play action to number 31.
Pass to the left. 31.
Gonna get stopped
Right.
in his tracks on the 50-yard line.
It looks like a little more on the 49, but he got nailed. He was going, and he got nailed low by the Raider defense right there. It looks like it's going to be about an 8-yard gain.
Second and 2, Legend from the Regis 49.
Now 1:23 left in the game. The clock is
Legend picking up some momentum. Speaking of motion,
excellent
25.
rush up through the middle to the 42-yard line.
number 25, like I said earlier tonight, 25, Blake
Oh.
Ragar,
Excuse me, 38-yard line.
Regor, has got plenty of ball time, plenty of playing time.
And it seems like Legend is picking up some momentum on this drive, but the sad thing is, it seems like it's too late.
32, wide open and drops the pass.
That was
Not what you want to do with only a minute left in the game, and
50.
you're down.
53 seconds left. Legend is down by 29 points. This game is winding down. I think it's safe to say that this is going to be a Regis Jesuit Raider victory. Chalmers, as we're winding down, what do you think some of the key components were for the Raiders?
Keon Martinez, without a doubt.
Yeah, I have to agree with you with Keon having over 200 yards tonight in rushing, 4 touchdowns, and really just being a presence offensively. He's definitely brought lots of momentum to the Raiders. Also, the Raiders being able to convert on those passing opportunities in the second half, being able to give them that solid command of the lead that will bring them into the end of this game.
It's great to see the Regis offense pick it up a notch. Mostly in the last couple home games, we've seen the defense do quite a bit of the work, but now it's great to see that the offense
And
is starting to.
And the defense has still done an excellent job this game, holding
that's gonna be
Legend to 7. It appears to be a timeout. Currently, there are 21 seconds left. This clock will probably wind down very soon. And this will bring the Raiders to a 3-4 record on the season so far.
a great comeback from a hard season. We had a bit of a dry streak there.
Yeah, and they've really performed well at senior night, homecoming night at home. And frankly, I think this Raider football team and the Raider community will have a lot to celebrate as we go into this homecoming weekend.
The student section is definitely cleared out now. And the Legend offense is going to come out probably one last play.
And they're doing their huddle, as always.
Not wise. The clock is not running currently, but as soon as it starts, I think it's actually a good idea to not have a huddle and do how the Regis offense does.
Well, this game and the performance the Raiders have had has proved that. And that is going to be an incomplete pass intended
for number 14,
Number 14.
John Ekdahl.
There are 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We're going to see if the coach concedes and lets the clock run out. It looks like, however, they're going to have another huddle.
Intended for Ekdahl in the end zone.
Legend will bring it into the end, it looks like.
4th and 5 for the Titans.
Great to see our first victory at home in a while. Last victory at home was our first football game.
Yeah, bring in the W back home. That's going to be another low pass
10 seconds
for Legend.
left. Fourth down.
And
That was fourth down.
that will
It's going to be a turnover.
wrap up the game. It looks like, actually, excuse me,
Over first and 10.
First and 10 for Regis.
they're still going as a turnover of downs. And I expect that Regis will run the clock out.
You know, maybe they'll go for a Hail Mary, try and get one last touchdown to finish the game off.
We'll see. We'll see. I think that would be
The players are now lining up.
and they will
That's
take
good.
a knee. And this game is going to wind down. Legend players and Regis players lining up, and that will be the end of the game. The final score was 36-7, with the Regis Jesuit Raiders as victors going into the homecoming weekend. Keon Martinez with 4 touchdowns and over 200 yards in rushing. He is, without a doubt, our player of the game. One last message from the Raider Sports Network. We encourage everyone to have an excellent homecoming weekend, and we also encourage you all to stay safe and have a good time as well.
On behalf of Patrick Carlson, Jack Mann, Ryan Tierney, and myself, thank you for tuning in to the Raiders Sports Network.
Have a good night.
Catch you next time.